This is KGW News at Sunrise.
And we have a live look this morning from LAX as remnants of Hillary move away from Southern California. Now it's still raining, but it was the deluge over the last 24 hours that triggered flood warnings.
Our message today remains the same. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay home.
The storm has caused power outages, downed trees, and now school closures. We'll have a live update for you this morning. Plus,
somebody has to know 14-year-olds can't get by in the world absolutely alone.
That battleground father is talking about his 14-year-old son who's been missing for almost 2 weeks now. We'll share more from that interview with the father, including why he believes someone knows where his son is. Plus,
it's a dream come true. We've been doing it since we wanted to do it since we were 13. We got cut short last 2 years, but this year we finally got it.
yeah, a local baseball team winning big at the Babe Ruth World Series. We got a camera out to PDX to welcome them home to the Rose City. We have more details on their win just ahead.
I was smiling because I didn't know what sound we were going to play there. I look up, I recognize that face. Our boys played against that young man and that
wow.
Portland team since like 9 years of age. They're now 15, but it brings a smile to my face to see him smiling on this Monday morning. Meanwhile, we turn it over to Chris McGinnis, filling in for Rod again today. And what is the weather situation?
We'll be smiling tomorrow.
Okay, not yet,
as far as the weather, not today. Yeah, the air quality really the driver in our weather locally here. Let's get you out the door right now. And a live look from our Wells Fargo sky camera. I mean, even though we are still a ways away from sunrise, I think you can see the murkiness in the air, right? It's 60 last check at PDX. Air quality really taking a hit here because of a combination of Canadian and Washington wildfire smoke. We've got moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups here in the metro area and really unhealthy air out in the gorge and for areas east of the Cascades. That will improve late today and especially tomorrow. But for now, an air quality alert remains in effect for Lane County, east of the Cascades, and also for the Portland, Vancouver metro area through the day today. Meanwhile, the other story here, east side of the state under a flood watch as the remnants of Hurricane Hillary work their way northward. It is pouring rain right now in eastern Oregon. Flooding concerns abound out there. Meanwhile, west side of the state, hazy and smoky and comfortably cool, I guess, with daytime highs in the low 80s. We'll detail that rain and your warm up in the 7-8 coming up in just a second. Let's get you out the door. Quick look at the roads right now. I-84 out near 148th Avenue. We had an earlier fender bender out there. Looks like that is just cleared. Sunset looks like that's in pretty good shape at 217. Guys, I can tell you right now, no crashes, no unexpected delays on the freeways.
All right, Chris, thank you. We start with breaking news overnight in southeast Portland, where police tell us they have one person in custody following a shooting. This is a live look from the area of Southeast 112th and Holgate. Several streets in this area are closed as police continue searching for others involved in the shooting. No one was hurt, but there is a public safety concern, so police are asking neighbors to stay inside and lock their doors and windows. You can see a special response team is out there. Portland police have a mobile command center set up. They've also deployed a drone and a canine unit. Devin Haskins will be there with a live update from the scene coming up this morning at 5:30.
It was a wild weekend, to say the least, for Southern California. Not only hit with Tropical Storm Hillary, but also one of the strongest earthquakes that region has seen in decades.
The majority of the storm has passed, but flooding will still be a big concern for the next few days. For an update, NBC's Jay Gray joins us live this morning. Jay, you're in Santa Clarita, which has had all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, no, Brenda, Drew, good morning, and you're absolutely right. So has a lot of Southern California at this point. We are getting a break from the rain finally, but look behind me. You can see the teams that are out and working. Basically, what's happened here is water from the rains throughout the night and into the early morning rushing downhill, ripping away part of the road, and then also rupturing a gas line. So they're working all of that right now. And like we said, there are these types of situations playing out really across the entire region. So they're used to wildfires here. They're used to earthquakes. What they don't pay a lot of attention to normally is hurricane season. Of course, that all changed this weekend. Across Southern California, an unprecedented full-on assault from Mother Nature. The entire region under tropical storm watches and warnings for the first time ever. The effects of the storm stretching from the coast through the desert.
This is an event that hasn't happened before in terms of having a tropical storm, that kind of energy, taking a direct hit into San Diego County, so it's something we need to take serious.
Hillary dumping heavy rain, too much, too fast, leading to flash flooding, roads swallowed by the water.
I'm worried about some of the more rural and remote areas in the eastern part of the state, some of the more mountainous regions where people could be trapped.
Trees and power lines pushed over by gusting winds. This rock slide, a result of soil washed away by rushing waters. And in the middle of it all, a 5.1 magnitude earthquake in Ventura County. The two events, according to seismologists, not connected.
Yeah, only in Southern California can you have an earthquake and hurricane storm, and not to mention a 5,500 acre brush fire in Santa Barbara yesterday. What's next?
Most hoping for a return to California's sunshine so things can dry out and they can start to clean up the mess Hillary leaves behind. Yeah, and look, right now forecasters are saying everything should be cleared out of Southern California by midday or so. Good news, Drew and Brenda, because that'll allow teams to get in some of the harder hit areas, really fully assess the situation.
Absolutely. The video coming out of California just stunning today. Jay Gray, thank you. Well, President Biden will be in Maui today to survey the wildfire devastation and to meet with survivors, officials, and first responders. 114 people are confirmed dead, a number that's expected to rise. Right now, only 6 of the victims have been publicly identified. The White House says more than 1,000 federal personnel are on the ground to help with recovery efforts. The Biden administration has also mobilized FEMA and the Red Cross.
150 members of the Portland Police Force will start wearing body cameras today. It's part of a 2-month pilot program. So if this testing period goes well, every officer on the Portland Force will start wearing body cameras sometime in October. The program ends Portland's status as the largest municipal police department in the country without those cameras. So here's how the program will work. Officers are required to turn their cameras on for each call. The cameras also automatically turn on whenever an officer pulls a gun or a taser or whenever their cruiser lights go on. The Bureau says officers cannot delete, edit, or alter recorded video. The system also keeps track of who views a video and when they can watch it.
Also happening today in Portland, the Independent District Commission is expected to approve a new map that outlines newly redrawn voting districts. The 13 community members on the commission created the map. It's part of a voter-approved plan to divvy up the city and change the way elections are run. Coming up in 2024, the City Council will have 12 members elected through ranked choice voting. Each district will elect 3 representatives. The final vote is happening this evening at 6 o'clock.
A battleground father is desperate for help to find his son who's been missing for almost 2 weeks. So take a look at your screen. We're going to show you 14-year-old Ty Bouchard. Ty was last seen on August 9th. His father, Jacob, tells us Ty left home that night without telling his family where he was going. The last person to hear from Ty was a friend who got a Snapchat from the teen showing that he had dyed his hair green and black. That has his dad believing that someone knows where his son is.
This is, possibly something more sinister or serious, that Ty is either being groomed or falling into a routine with somebody who has less than Ty's best interests in mind. Somebody has to know. 14-year-olds can't get by in the world absolutely alone.
Ty's father says his son deals with depression and is worried that he'll struggle without consistent medication and therapy. So take another look at your screen here. Ty is 5'5", weighs about 130 pounds. If you have any information about where he may be, contact the Battleground Police Department.
At least 2 people have died in wildfires in Spokane. This morning, there are 2 fires burning in the area. The Gray Fire and the Oregon Road Fire have prompted level 3 go now evacuations and destroyed dozens of buildings. Both fires started Friday and are burning more than 20,000 acres in all. Governor Jay Inslee declared a state of emergency to get more help for those fire crews. We also want to give you an update this morning on the Lookout Fire burning in Oregon.
Yeah, it's the fire burning in Lane County near McKenzie Bridge. Lightning started this fire back on August 5th. It has since burned more than 10,000 acres and remains 0% contained. It's caused the closure of some popular recreation areas. Those closures will be in effect for the next month unless conditions change.
Well, wildfire smoke not only here but up in Washington and Canada, causing some air quality issues for us.
Really poor air quality over the last couple of days, and it's especially bad in the Columbia River Gorge this morning and in areas east of the Cascades. Let's go ahead and give you the live look here of our air quality map. As we get to the weather map, there it is. You can see red and yellow and orange dots all over the map right now. Here in the metro area, we've got air that is categorized as unhealthy for sensitive groups. As we get into the East County area and into the Columbia River Gorge, you can see very unhealthy air showing up into portions of Hood River County, Wasco County, through Jefferson and Deschutes County as well. So this is the kind of air that like everybody needs to consider wearing an N95 mask if you're outside. Again, in these areas where you see red and purple dots, that is very poor air quality. And again, it is not good here in the metro area as well. That said, things are going to improve. This is our 3rd straight day where we're dealing with reduced air quality west of the Cascades. But as we go into the afternoon, this is our smoke model. The winds at the low to mid levels of the atmosphere are going to begin to kick in from the west, and that will begin to drive some of that wildfire smoke back off to the east. And that should clear us out in the Willamette Valley. And even the areas where the smoke was really thick in the gorge, that should also start to thin out later tonight and especially tomorrow. So one more day of lousy air quality, especially this morning, and then things should get better tonight and especially tomorrow. That said, we do have the air quality alerts in effect for Lane County, good chunk of Central Oregon through the gorge, and of course for the Portland, Vancouver metro area and across Southwest Washington for the day today. We also have a flood watch for areas east in the eastern Oregon because of the remnants of Hurricane Hilary now working their way northward into eastern Oregon. Baker City, Ontario, Pendleton, Hermiston, Burns, you're getting soaked this morning with repeated rounds of rain. Here's a look at the rainfall potential. The Blues and the Wallowas stand to pick up maybe 2-3 inches of rain if things work out just right here, and basically a line from Medford to Pendleton and points south and east. That's where the rain will be today. Northwestern Oregon, no rain. It would be nice to get that to flush out the air, but as the remnants of Hilary continue to lift northward, that will induce the onshore flow, which will eventually begin to clear out the poor air quality here across the west side of the state. We are obviously looking at a fairly smoky day today, a hazy, smoky day, but temperatures only in the lower 80s for highs today. Tomorrow, partly sunny, 78, and then we start to climb the ladder a little bit. Guys, I do have some more heat back in the forecast midweek, Thursday, Friday, and maybe into the upcoming weekend. We'll be right back.